salutations. Welcome to another edition of the SKEAM podcast. We ain't even doing the numbers. Took a little week hiatus, was getting stuff in order. As y'all can see, we back. I am your host, Main Manifest. Y'all know me. To my right, I have
the euphoric releaser, Pookie Long Johns.
Pookie Long Johns. And to my left, I have...
I am Rhea, your daily dose of estrogen for today's podcast. And y'all know y'all can follow us on IG, SKEAM_podcast, on YouTube, SKEAM.podcast. So we have a new co-host here, a lovely queen. Tiz is still part of the team. We just stepping away doing some things. So shout out to Tiz, shout out to Ed Good and everybody. Also, big shout out to everybody listening to us on Spotify, listening to us on iTunes and Google Play, and on all the other platforms, Deezer, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Pocket Cast. We love y'all support. Again, y'all can always watch us. We all want to see the visuals, see the faces, see all this, see the beauty of the. So we give y'all more aesthetics, right? Get into it as we step up. So we here. Man, we got to get right into it. We ain't going to waste no time. There's been so much going on. I mean, y'all know how we always do. We start with our sports. NBA is getting heating up. My Lakers are, they keep getting smashed. They losing. LeBron yelling at the teammates.
Time to activate.
They've been through a lot, man. They've been through a lot. The boys was about to get traded. We started with a scrap at the end of the year. The beginning of the year. Chris Paul and Rondo got into it. Then we were about to trade everybody away for AD.
Yeah.
Now these boys is losing. They supposed to be winning, but they losing. Can't get into the playoffs. I don't know what's going on with my Lakers. Hopefully they'll make it. But that ain't even the biggest thing in sports. The biggest thing in sports, y'all know, Robert Kraft, man. Oh man, yeah, I know. Well, hold on. Before we get into that, we want to stay. I'm jumping. I got so much to get into. Sorry, guys. We talked about Zion Wilson. Y'all see my man Zion. First of all, heal up, young blood. Keep hooping. He busted his shoe up, man.
Yeah.
Came out of his shoe, right?
That's the thing.
Came out of his shoe.
Came out of his shoe. And that's what I think. When I first seen it, I was wondering, like, whose shoe is that? Like, whose shoe is that? Like, what?
Crazy. It's Nike shoe.
Yeah, what ball player shoe? And it was Paul George's shoe. That's Paul George's shoe. If that's your shoe, you really, man, like, oh, he did that to my shoe.
I know, right?
Just straight splattered.
I mean, like, the dude is 6'7" and like almost 300 pounds.
Fat foot.
So you really have to be thoughtful about the type of shoes you put on his foot.
You see when the foot came out, it's just
he destroyed, like he demolished the thing.
It ripped out his toes, ripped out of his socks.
Yeah.
It was over.
He tried to stop, and you know it's crazy. We used to always, cause I hoop, we used to always try to break our shoes in. Before I guess he literally broke them in.
Literally. He broke it. Not broke in, just broke
it.
Then you see Obama, he broke his shoe. The
revelation.
And everybody at the game, everybody was ready for it. I wanted to see, I'm a Tar Heels fan. Shout out to USC, got the dub. But we wanted to have them at full strength. We didn't want to do it without Zion. He's the best player in the country. Hope he heals up. But that was unfortunate, man, because he was trying to stop. That's a lot of weight, man.
Yeah.
Do you think he gonna wear the same shoes again when he plays?
I would hope not.
That's what they said.
Well, they said it's an anomaly. They said that this type of thing isn't common. So, I mean, like the likelihood of it happening again is
they
rather
gonna be looking at them.
low. But again, people are gonna be looking at it now.
Yeah, like whoever, man, I gotta get him something special for his foot. I'm wondering if he had a bunion or something like this.
A bunion? I think bunions break shoes.
I mean, not bunions. What is it, corn?
Yeah.
Maybe his corn had protruded out.
He had a really serious corn.
Right. The corn came and got him. I don't know. So we'll check that out. But again, hopefully he gets well soon. That we'll get on it. We'll keep you posted on his updates and everything.
He ain't better yet.
No,
that's the thing. Yeah, he's still out.
They said they're taking it a day at a time. They didn't want to give him a timeline for when to come back.
Wow.
So some people were saying that's another debate. Should he continue to play, right, and risk his NBA, draft status because you could get injured and all that, or do you sit out, just hold out for the draft? Because everybody knows he's gonna be the consistent #1 pick. So it's like, what would you do? Would you still ball or?
I'm gonna rest my knees, man.
You gonna rest your knees?
The million's worth more than getting hurt.
Yeah.
So better stay in there.
He can afford to rest. I mean, realistically, he's young. Tend to heal quick.
Right.
He'll be able to come back just as good, if not better, than before. But if you can afford to rest,
Right.
then why not do it? Like, you're still gonna have a good situation either way. So it's a huge risk to go back out there and re-injure yourself.
Yeah, and I think that's what everybody's saying. Like, I mean, you're gonna risk rust and just sitting down, gaining weight and all that. That's a big guy.
But he's not just sitting. He's still gonna be
Yeah.
working out. He'll probably still be practicing with the team. He may just not play. Like, he's not just gonna be sitting there doing nothing. He'll still be in prime condition once the draft happens. He'll be great. And then he'll be well rested, and he won't be worn down from the entire season. So it's not going to be a bad situation.
Yeah, we're going to have to monitor that. We're going to have to monitor that and go ahead and just stay in the know.
See how he be.
Yeah. Speaking of know, we got to get right into knowledge. Y'all know knowledge. What's going on with Mr. Robert Kraft, man.
Robert Kraft.
Oh, man, partying with Meek Mill, Shout out to Meek.
See, he turning black and they trying to get him now. See, it started when he was at the Super Bowl dancing with Cardi B on stage and doing his little thing, but it's bad.
My thing is, like, you got you're worth almost $1 billion, close to $1 billion, $800 million. You got to go get off the day. I mean, we know this happens. Wealthy men, Johns, pay for sex and do all that. But why do you go to a place for a massage, right? You can't have no delivery or no Uber.
Had massage come to him.
Yeah, throwing an Uber. I mean, not that we condone that, but it's different ways to get.
I agree. I 100% agree. So, like, again, rich men paying for sex is a tale as old as time.
Okay.
I just think that guys, I don't know. The richer you get, the dumber they get. Like, I don't understand how guys get themselves caught up in these situations. Number one, there are tons of women who are willing to give it to you. Like, like just give it.
Right.
Perfectly fine. But you do have the ability to call in. You don't have to. It's like Uber Eats for vagina. Like, you can just have, like, this is what I want, this height, this size. Come on.
Have someone sauce
who
on the
knows
side.
how to massage. Have her meet me at 7 o'clock.
Right.
I'll leave a good tip. Like, you have the ability to do that. Why put yourself in dumb situations? I think it's a level of cockiness that comes with the amount of money. Like, the richer you get, the more untouchable you feel you are. So the more silly things that you do.
Right.
I mean, like, it's just silly to get in trouble for paying for vagina in 2019 when you are rich
Right.
is asinine.
He could have jumped on Tinder.
Right, swiped a couple times, had a few joints at the house, and like, it not been an issue.
Ladies, if you see Rob Kraft on Tinder, are you swiping left or right? That's the question. But
That's the thing. You're not gonna swipe on it. You're gonna have to show the stacks. You're
That's
gonna
crazy.
show the bank account number or something in order to get them on.
That's what happened when you sipping Hennessy, listening to Cardi B.
Right. But see, you made a great point. I think the more money you have, the more invincible you sometimes feel. And this is clearly a case of, just thinking you're just out of touch with reality.
There's a difference though, because he's rich and white. So like, he kind of does have a level of invincibility that like rich and black doesn't have. So that's very real. Like, I don't think any real consequences are going to come from this. Like,
it's crazy, man, because a couple years back, Belichick got caught taping. That's Spygate. A couple years ago, Brady got caught playing with the balls, right? Playing with the balls, Deflategate. And now you have Massagegate. You have Richard.
and I think this is the silliest of them all, though.
Oh my goodness!
It's so silly.
They say if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And in New England, they were definitely cheating.
Kings have tried.
Wow. And the New England mantra is do your job. So I guess he was telling them to do their job.
Right. And they said he went right after the championship.
Right before the game.
He was tense. He was tense. And he needed to relax.
Release.
He needed to release all that stress.
That's crazy. That's crazy. It was also crazy. So he had donated money to combat human trafficking. That's why I think he's not really going to get off on. I mean, it's going to be a slap on the wrist. Right.
So was he actually involved? Like, so he went to the massage parlor with the expectation of a happy ending or whatever.
Okay.
Like, he personally was not involved in the human trafficking. I think it looks messier before because he has this seedy massage parlor who potentially is engaging in human trafficking.
Okay.
He's just doing run-of-the-mill buying sex.
Right.
So that's why I feel like he's not, like, in the amount of money that he can afford to pay for lawyers, he's not going to get too much damage out of this situation It just looks bad.
It's gonna be a black
just
eye.
ugly. It's not even a black. It's a little swell on the eye.
Yeah.
But legally, all he did was go and try to buy a happy ending. Like, you got thousands of businessmen in DC trying to do that right damn now, and they're not going to jail. Like, he's not going to get anything serious behind that. It's just the fact that this particular massage parlor had these issues with human trafficking. Number one, they have to prove that.
Right.
And number two, they would have to prove.
Well, they say they have tape.
They would have to prove his connection to the human trafficking.
Yeah.
Like saying he knew that some chick who had been smuggled from somewhere else or some underage girl was the one who was giving him the massage. Like he called out this particular person. They're gonna have a hard time proving that. And if his money has any indication, he's gonna get himself a good lawyer who will make sure he does not have to be a part of that.
We're gonna see, man, because they gave the man Ray Rice. See, the NFL is all about its image, and you know Ray's right up the road in Baltimore.
Right.
He didn't get his chance to get back into the league. So if the commissioner is serious about the image of the league and cleaning all that up, you gotta come down hard on this guy.
But you gotta give him props
he's
because
he's white though.
Yeah.
Like let's
How old is
just
he?
be
How old
real.
is he?
He's older.
77.
77.
He's
I think
older
77.
and they said he had.
That's a whole different ballgame.
They
Right.
said he had oral sex and he did the regular missionary. Now that's pretty good for an 80-year-old man. Like, I think that's good. He lasting. He's a
He is old
patriot.
and white. He's not gonna see no time. Like I promise you, that is like the closest thing you can get to invincible in the United States of America, being old, white, and rich.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Why y'all think it came out? Here's my thing too. Good question. Why y'all think it came out during this time though? Because again, he was already doing this, and it was a tough day for robbers. You know, we gotta touch on robbers with last name K's. You know,
yeah.
Robert Kraft.
Right.
You know, R.
Robert
Kelly.
Kelly.
Even Rob Kardashian. No, I mean, everybody is just taking L's. You know, but yeah, why would we think this is? It's funny how it's coming out during this month, right? Don't y'all think that's a coincidence?
Well, he's trying to help out black people, right?
Oh, anytime you try to
Kraft
talk about black
or
people,
Kraft?
you
Yeah.
get.
He's trying to help out the
But
black.
I mean, it's just so many things. It's like taking our attention off of what we need to be
Right.
focusing on this month. But you know, I guess we can move right along into entertainment.
I haven't seen Roots yet. though.
entertainment.
What do you mean you haven't seen Roots yet?
I mean, I haven't seen it. You know, they usually play it in the Black History.
Oh, right.
I haven't
the
seen
whole
it.
marathon.
They usually always play it.
marathon.
I maybe I missed it, but I ain't
Well,
seen it
you
yet.
might, because I feel like it should have happened by now.
Right, it's the end
the
of
whole
it.
marathon.
We about
The
to-
whole thing.
Let me ask y'all this: as far as it pertains to R. Kelly, and I know everybody has mixed reviews. Do y'all think it's more? Because I first of all, I mean, what he did was wrong. I do not condone it. But don't y'all think it's double jeopardy? I feel that, you know, that the man was innocent,
Yeah.
or he got off. They brought the case back up, right? Why not hold some of the parents accountable? We got the female up here, so ladies, y'all, see, we heard y'all. Thank you, y'all commenting. Y'all say, R. Kelly, and we had inbox and text. He said, y'all need to have a woman up there when y'all talk about it. We have our woman. She's looking all.
There's no such thing as double jeopardy. He got off on the particular rape of one 14-year-old girl. He is accused of having of statutory rape on a ton of girls. So you can't say he got off on that one girl, so it's all right. Why y'all messing
No,
with him?
I'm not saying it's all right, but again,
That's exactly what double jeopardy is: getting convicted of the same crime twice. So if I kill you, if I get convicted of killing you one time, I can never get convicted of killing you again.
right.
Right,
Even if you faked your death the first time and I came back and killed you one more time, I can't get convicted of that again. But if you rape multiple people, you can get convicted of raping each individual person
That's how they
as
got
he
Bill
should.
Cosby.
Right, so and that's what I'm saying though. Okay, so you just touched on Robert Kraft. He's a white man, and we know that the director of Lifetime, he had some assaults. 45, grab her by the pussy. He had the white men are not getting charged or brought their case brought up a second and third time.
He's getting swept
R. Kelly,
under
is, and then there was also a story. I'm not trying to shoot R. Kelly no bail. So hear me out. Let me make my point before you guys, get in the comments. But one of the alleged accusers came up and said she had lied. Did y'all see that? They had coerced her basically into say that so they could bring those charges up. Now that's just one of the many. But if they're coming up with these stories, and again, I think I don't know if it was Harvey Weinstein or one of those guys, the white guy, they're not getting.
Harvey Weinstein is getting everything he does.
Harvey Weinstein did.
Harvey
But
Weinstein is getting. But so
comment on whoever is the owner of Lifetime who did the R. Kelly special. He has some charges and stuff from him.
So yes. So I think that they're two completely separate issues. the way that the justice system treats white people, period,
Right.
is a totally separate issue from R. Kelly.
Okay.
R. Kelly should absolutely be convicted of every single thing that he's done, just like every white man should. But the reality of our justice system is that white people never get the same treatment as black people do in our justice
Right.
system. They always get harsher sentences. They always get more jail time. That's just the justice system. So that's number one. So you're talking about why are these rich white men not getting the same treatment as R. Kelly? It's a 100% valuable argument, but it does not excuse the trash that R. Kelly has done. And at this point, when you have this many women coming up with this same exact story about this man,
Right.
it's not like one person said one thing and somebody else said something totally different. They all have the exact same story. I was young, he did this, he did that, this. Like it's the same exact story for a bunch of women. He should absolutely see the fullest extent of justice being extended to
Right.
him for what he did. And the challenge with R. Kelly is that like we feel like just because he made a bunch of bangers and a bunch of Step in the Name of Love, then it's okay. And I don't take away the fact that he is a musical genius, but he is also really troubled.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Actually, I want to correct that. I'm sorry, guys. I misspoke. It wasn't the R. Kelly accuser. It was one of Bill Cosby's accusers. One of Bill Cosby's accusers
That she lied.
came out and said she lied just so they could facilitate the trial, and he was about to buy NBC. So I stand corrected on that. Got it in my notes and read. So
And that's
yeah.
true. And I think you have to. So, and Bill Cosby. Oh God, that's another thing too. I don't want to go off on a tangent. But it's unfortunate that you have these women who come out and lie and do that. And I think that with Bill Cosby and what he was trying to do with NBC, controlling media and therefore being able to control the propaganda that goes into people, that's a whole new level. And I do think that the powers that be do want to control those type of things. They're not going to let you get too far with being able to rebrand how black people see black people and therefore how other people see black people, because that's going to change the narrative of black people as a whole. That has far greater impact than and I do think, I'm not going to go down the Bill Cosby rabbit hole, but I think that's a different playing field.
Right.
R. Kelly, you have a great man, you have a musical genius, but you have someone who has a serious issue with underage girls and potentially abuse and all this other stuff, and he needs to be convicted. Like, I can't believe it's taken this long. Why is it 2019 and he's been doing this since he was popular in the 90s? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, kidnapping people and all that was wrong, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
they said they found a VHS tape, right?
That's how you know it's crazy. A
Right.
VHS.
It was VHS.
That's
You need a VCR to even watch it.
But when are we gonna, and again, we're gonna get off this, but when are we gonna hold some of the parents accountable who took their kids to, R. Kelly's house? I mean, my brother Tiz touched on that a couple weeks ago when we were talking about R. Kelly. Mm-hmm. You brought your kids to his house for an apparent, you knew it wasn't an audition, or some daughters, were snatched up, or the one who wasn't allowed to see her daughter.
Right.
But some parents have to accept, culpability and accountability and responsibility as well. Like,
you're absolutely right.
that's my thing. It wasn't just him by himself. That's all I'm saying. Right? If you took your little daughter to R. Kelly house, knowing, right, PLJ? I mean,
well, so we're talking about, so if we're taking the narrative of the documentary, right? Because I watched it.
Okay.
If you're taking the narrative of the documentary, so for example, you have what was it, Sparkle, who introduced her niece to R. Kelly because her niece had talent and R. Kelly was making superstars.
Yeah.
So she's like, you need to get in front of this person. And she believes that because her and R. Kelly have this relationship, there's no way that she would ever do this to her. I think there's a level of naivete that parents have and that guardians have, and I'm not saying it's right, and they should absolutely be held responsible. Parents feel like, well, not my child, right? So it's me and it's her dad, and we're gonna take her, and there's no way he can get to her with both of us there.
Right.
And it's whether they're blinded by money, whether they're blinded by their own ignorance, who's to say? It's absolutely ignorant and wrong, but it doesn't change the fact that he's still wrong because he's still preying on young girls. Because he still has to get into the mind of that girl and try to tell her, don't tell your parents this, don't do that, don't let them know this. This is our secret. Nobody else can know. That's what he is doing to the girl, totally outside of the parents.
I'll buy you sandals. See Brian Brenner.
Right.
Yeah. So and you're talking about young girls who see this man who is famous, who has all this money, who can potentially make them a star. So their parents want them to be famous. They think that this guy is the one to do it. They entice them with the glitz of the glamour, and you have these young girls who mentally they're not ready. They can't even see the full breadth of what's coming towards them. So that makes the whole thing. So it again does not take the culpability from R. Kelly. He knows this, and he's preying on that and using it. Are the parents stupid? 100%. But there are millions of stupid ass parents out there whose kids don't end up being statutory raped by R. Kelly.
Right.
So like that, you
You're
don't.
a singer. Would you have gone to R. Kelly's house?
No.
Now you say that now, but you hadn't gone, Rhea. You'd have been.
Legit. No, I'm gonna tell you. So it's so funny. So when I was younger, when I was about 13 years old, me and my best friend had a little singing group, and we were signed with this local.
Shout out to best friend used to sing with Rhea.
Oh yeah, my best friend Shay. She's gonna watch this. What we did, we had this singing group. Our parents were not about that, like, at all. So we even had conversations. So mind you, I'm gonna show my age. Like, this was back when like immature was a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it was, and so they would talk about like what would you do? And not only our parents, but the managers we had. So what would you do if you were at an industry party and this happened or you were in a situation? Like they would talk to us about these things and talk about how we needed to handle ourselves because we were young and we thought we knew everything and we wanted to be famous. So our parents and our managers at the time had these conversations with us so that we wouldn't do anything stupid. And did that mean that if the because I used to have a huge crush on Romeo, like if he would have winked at me or something, would I have not have been like interested? Like I can't say that, but at least I know that from the adults in my life, they prepared me for these situations so that if I got into something crazy, I would at least have a little bit of sense on what I need to do.
I'm with you. Speaking of doing stuff stupid, your man, we still in entertainment, Jussie Smollet. Oh my goodness, man.
Damn.
It just keeps getting.
You scared to talk about? I'm scared. You be scared to talk about him. You know if you're gonna get hate mail and you say the wrong thing. And you don't want to say
gay?
Yeah. No, watch it. You don't say that. Jussie Smollet got gangs.
It's like, man.
Smollet crew.
You know, the most interesting thing I find. Have you noticed his family hasn't come out and said anything?
Nobody got his back.
Tyler Perry kind of did, a little.
Kind of Perry was like, "Well, I'm at a loss for words," or something like that. But no, like
recently,
legit.
he did that. Tyler did that.
All last week,
he did. But the Smollett family, like all of them.
I mean, you embarrassed your family. I mean, what are you going to shoot? How can you shoot him?
But
some
he
bail?
still contends his innocence. He's still 100% contends his innocence.
Ain't nobody walking around with no bleach and no 2 in the morning. That ain't the story.
Nigerians.
Come on, man.
Walking around with bleach and
like they said, for Jussie Smollet, the first man who scammed Nigerians. Usually it's a Nigerian bank. Watch it now. Send us your money and all that. You know what I mean? And I know some Nigerians. Shout out to Nigerians, but y'all, come on now. What was those guys doing?
But I knew it was either going to be mental health or drug abuse, which can lend itself to mental health. So they're saying he had an undiagnosed drug addiction. And so, like, those were the only logical.
Man, did y'all see that drawing? Like, Yo, how did you see the drawing?
He got like a 3-year-old.
It looked like somebody did that with his left.
My daughter used to do that.
Like the Joker.
Come on, man.
My daughter drew like that in like kindergarten. Yeah, it's bad.
Come on, man. I'm like, yo, and it's just unfortunate, man. So I don't,
They said that the Nigerians took after they got caught. They told him his name Jussie. He said, "Just say you did it." Just say you did it.
Nah, man, it's hilarious. So I did one new development, and we found out that I think 50 shot him in bail because my thing was he's gonna be done in Hollywood. No one's gonna trust him on set. No one wants to work with him. But I think they said 50 Cent. From what I'm hearing is offered him a role. I don't know if it's a role or power, but offered him some work contingent upon rehab. You got to go to rehab and all that. So y'all might see Mr. Lyons from Empire to Power.
He's a good actor.
He's a great
actor.
He's gonna play a lion.
Yeah. This does seem like a show story though. Like it could totally be written. I mean, they've written him off the last 2 seasons of Empire now. But like, it'll be interesting to see how it unfolds because I can't wait to see. Because he got was Cohen's lawyer. The same lawyer that represented Cohen, you know, the one who got into all the stuff with President Trump and the use of the campaign funds.
Yeah.
So, like, the fact that you come out with a heavy hitter like that.
Oh, yeah.
So you would need Johnny Cochran. Remember back in the day? Johnny would have got him out of this. Like,
you would have to need
somebody like Johnny
He's
Cochran.
staying in the house. Somebody need to call and check on him, though, because he don't want to go outside. He playing Madden season 5 times already. He played season of Madden. He don't want to come outside.
It's sad, and I like I said, it's gonna be mental health or serious.
No, he locked up. Did y'all see the mugshot?
Oh.
And
No, he got released on bail the same day.
But did y'all see? I saw. It's funny, but it's not funny. It's still in Chicago. You know, R. Kelly, Chicago. They showed the mugshot. It's kind of the same job. Yo, it really is.
And Jussie Smollet.
Yo, the mugshot they got booked. You can see by the little indentation on the wall. I'll pull it up. Yo, so they might be.
I was here.
It was a powerful day for Chicago PD. A powerful day for them.
It's a lot going down.
They
Shout out to
busy.
people in the Shy.
They busy.
My man Goldie in the Shy. Shout out to Shy Town. Yeah, so it's crazy, man. We're gonna move right along into appearance because again, it's so much happening this month, man. We know about the Gucci boycott, and then all of these boycotts, Burberry and all of that. Like, you know, I actually had a pair of Gucci shoes. I just threw them away because you can't be supporting this stuff.
This is advertisement. They just doing this for advertisement.
No, that's the thing.
That's like if you put a noose on a Burberry thing, they gonna say, yeah, all the blacks will talk about it and they'll be on media.
You're right, because they saying the sales of these things are going up. It's supposed to be boycotting, but the sales are
going up.
Well, because think about it, we are boycotting, but you got Asians, you have Latino, you got all these others, a worldwide brand, and they say all publicity is good publicity.
Right.
So the boycott is giving these brands publicity, and people still buying this stuff overseas. So you know what I mean? Like, we're gonna give it as little time here. I mean,
I just think it's silly, and not even about this, but like the fact that I think that in our community, the fact that we spend so much money supporting these brands and don't even have an emergency fund. Like, you might spend hundreds of dollars on some Gucci shoes, but you go and get a car, your car gets in an accident, you don't even know how you're going to pay your deductible. Like, I think that we as a community just need to be more thoughtful about our finances, generally speaking. I personally have no investment in it because I don't buy Gucci anything.
Right.
Like, it's not my thing. I don't knock anybody who does it. You look fly, whatever your fly looks like. But, like, I can't see personally spending that much on stuff because it doesn't mean that much to me. Now, I'll buy a cute little bag. Now, I support that.
Yeah.
I'll spend a couple $100s in a bag, but I also got investments and
so
like, you know,
that's what's up.
I think you just have to have your
They
priorities.
should bring FUBU back. Everybody go back to FUBU.
Go get yourself some FUBU boots and the coat.
He sold that though. I don't even know if that's still us.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it is. He sold it a long time ago.
So we
do.
It's for us by whites now.
And then the conversation needs to be more than just buying black. We need more black businesses.
Right.
Because buying black, it's easy to say it. If you've ever actually tried to do it, it's really hard.
Right. Yeah,
it's extremely hard, and you don't have the level of variety. Like, for example, if I go to a dry cleaner and I don't like the way they handle my clothes, or I don't like their prices, I can go around the corner and there's another dry cleaner. But if I'm trying to only support black businesses and there's one black dry cleaner, and if if that doesn't work, if they don't do a good job or anything, then I gotta go like 3 cities away to find another black dry cleaner. So there's no variety. Hey everyone, I am Rhea and I'm super excited to be co-hosting today's SKEAM podcast. A little about me. I am simply a vessel who loves to sing. I love theater. I love having engaging conversations. I love educating myself and the people around me. And I hope to bring all of that along with a nice healthy dose of estrogen to tonight's conversation in the SKEAM podcast. If you are interested in following me, I am Rhea Washington, RIA, on Facebook, and Rhea605 on Instagram and Twitter.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's your man, Main Manifest. Y'all know me, host of the SKEAM podcast. Y'all can check us every week. We moved the days to Thursdays, but we giving y'all that real sports knowledge, entertainment, appearance, and manhood. Follow me at main_manifest on IG, and then SKEAM.podcast on IG. I'm just a cool kid, got my hands in a lot of different things, arts, music, and all that. So that's what we do every week. Got an awesome team, and thanks for the support.